Bye, New York City. Been nice. Pizza was good.
Come on!
Boatway still have some skills to gain here.
Actually, heading south.
Here we go!
I think we decided to do projects today because it is cold.
1, 2, 3, 4!
More solar.
Check.
Hey there, I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is the story of our adventure. Life is fleeting, and we want to squeeze every bit out of it. We are wandering the world, so home is a bit of a moving target for us. We love finding the random, the remote, and sharing it all with you. So subscribe to get lost with us and hopefully find some inspiration to go after your own dreams.
Welcome back!
We are in New York City.
Yes, and they say owning a boat is just doing boat work in exotic places.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
Very true. And we had one item on our to-do list that we really needed to fix before our next overnight passage.
What you doing here?
Just doing a little wiring, you know, the nice backdrop view in a lot of wakes.
Yeah.
But we had basically where these wires come out of that stainless steel, it's a sharp edge. And I think just all the hitting waves, not only are you getting tons of salt water pushed in there, but it sawed through one of the wires and the ground was grounding out on the thing. So it was tripping a breaker. So one, we need to do a better splice connection to everything. And two, we want to silicone everything. So like where this plate mates to the stainless steel, we'll silicone these holes so water doesn't get in that way. And then of course these lights are never that great of a seal regardless. So that's how it goes like that. You can see there's a gap. Even when you tighten it down, that gasket never really fully seats.
Yeah.
So we'll put in some silicone there and see if we can keep this from failing again. Because it's no fun at night,
No.
you know, getting a radio call saying, you guys know your nav lights aren't working?
Here comes one of those wakes.
Here goes one of those wakes. So, all right, I'll do this splicing here before I go back over the water. So all we're doing is using the heat shrink like a protector. On this side, they cut it a little bit further out. So the sheathing on these original wires is there at that sharp corner to protect it. So you don't probably need it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and throw them on. There was a little degradation of the sheathing.
Yeah.
So this is just another layer. I don't know if it's correct or not to do, but we're just trying to make sure this doesn't happen again where it shorts out, you know, from the sheathing cutting through. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll splice that in, and then everything's going to get much more silicone than it was factory, or we don't even know if it was factory or not, but I assume, just to try and keep water from getting in there.
Yeah.
Because these bows spend way more time than I ever thought they would.
Underwater, yeah.
So yeah, progress.
New York.
New York. Welcome. It works. We have nav lights again.
Woo. Bye, New York City. Been nice. Your pizza was good. So we're ready for a bit of a calmer anchorage now. That's where we're headed.
What are we doing here?
Beautiful, beautiful sewing job. No, we ripped the clue out a while ago, so we ordered some strapping, and we're just kind of improvising, and we don't have a strong enough sewing machine to go through all the layers of this sail, really, but there are pre-made holes, so I'm just hand sewing through those, and we'll see how it works, but at least we'll be able to attach the outhaul. So that'll just keep this sail from flapping everywhere. The bottom of it when we're reefed just is really annoying. And so if nothing else, it'll do that. And it doesn't look very pretty, but hopefully it's strong.
Yeah, so we think, because there was no metal ring in here, and so we think it had ripped out before and somebody sewed in Dyneema strapping to repair it, and now that had ripped through. And so we weren't in heavy winds or anything. I think it was just ready to go, and it was a repair that had already been done. So we're basically mimicking that repair with this strapping. we'll put it in, and like Kelsey said, worst case, at the very least, we'll be able to tighten the, what is it? Outhaul. And then the outhaul will just keep this, because right now when you put it up with the first reef in, this lower portion's connected to nothing right now because it's fully ripped out. So it's just flopping around. We don't want to hurt the solar panels or anything else. So we will now be able to strap it in place from the outhaul, and in light winds, I think we'll try it, you know, put it up, see how it goes.
Curious to see how.
So I was able to sew in enough strapping to keep it hooked up there, but not enough yet to trust it on a sail.
At least it's not flapping around.
Yeah, it's an improvement.
And although we had a million projects to do, I did find time to go for another paddleboard. So I'm assuming these were gun emplacements or something. Is that how they were? I don't know why it seems World War II-esque with the concrete. Or are they flopped on their side now, maybe? Anyone know? Curious. Looks like tar spread around it to make it watertight-ish. Interesting though, the way it's sitting. Did it really flop over, or is that how it's designed? Since they're both on their side, it seems less likely that it flopped, right? Both the exact same way. Although erosion from out here would undercut just one side of it, so maybe just kind of cool and random. So I love having these paddleboards now, like just this sort of going adventuring. Yeah, you can drop the dinghy and motor over, but one of the biggest frustrations in the truck was not really a great source of like exercise. We used to ride bikes every day, and frankly, since we hit the road in 2018, we both sort of complained to each other that we're in the worst shape we've been in since we met. So on the boat now, besides swimming, but up here in New York Harbor, you know, probably don't want to swim a lot. I'm sure some people do. When we get to the beautiful waters of the world, we'll swim a lot, but you can't actually always swim. Sometimes it'll be too cold, sometimes it'll just be gross. So this is kind of that intermediary here, I feel like, where you have an activity to do. You can cover pretty good ground. I think by the end of this paddle, I will have done 3.5, 4.5 miles. It's not that far, but I'm still just getting used to it. Also getting back in shape, but yeah, just, whoa. Boat wake. See, still have some skills to gain here. But yeah, I'm loving it so far. Check out that bird's nest. So after all that, our weather window had finally arrived. Perfect weather to sail south.
Yes.
Well, we're officially heading south. We made it to New York City, anchored by the Statue of Liberty, which is exactly what we wanted to do. And time-wise, we would have loved to continue north, but it's too cold. Can you tell I have a beanie and shoes, and it is sunny outside, so fall has definitely fallen. But it's chilly. So yeah, we're gonna head south, and not too south because all the hurricanes are crazy right now. But yeah, slowly make our way that way. It was awesome to see New York City, and I'm excited for warm weather, clean water.
Yeah, I miss jumping in. That swim step hasn't been opened in 2 months.
So long, I know.
Drive me nuts. Paddleboarding has been a good reprieve.
Yeah.
But this is totally worth it. We made this big run north when everyone was coming south. And
Yeah.
on AIS, it was just everyone's passing you going, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're going the wrong way.
But I'm so glad we did. It was completely worthwhile. And just anchoring up there was an absolute once-in-a-lifetime experience, I think. But yeah, I'm ready to be a little warmer. And yeah, be back in clean water. And we hit a giant log a minute ago.
Yeah.
Like a telephone pole floating. It didn't do any internal damage, but who knows? Yeah, I can't wait till we're in water where you can see things and jump in. And
Totally.
I know that as soon as we're sweating to death,
We'll miss the cold.
I haven't worn my deck boots. These are our new deck boots. No sponsorship, but we just hope they hold up for us because I have a feeling they're the only thing we're going to wear on board anymore. They're
Yeah.
so comfortable.
Yeah, they're so comfy.
after some nice sails south, we made it all the way back to the Chesapeake Bay and an anchorage we've been to before next to Norfolk.
Yes, and we even took a little passenger with us.
Yeah, he was really cute, and he was kind of hopping around the boat hanging out. I don't know if he liked his new home that we brought him to, but I hope so. This Hampton Phoebus anchorage was a great spot to get stuff done.
Yeah, absolutely. And a shout out to the people at the downtown Hampton docks. They are amazing and so friendly.
Truly amazing.
Yeah.
Every time we'd walk in there, there was a pyramid of boxes for us, and they never minded it and said, don't ever hesitate, keep sending stuff.
Yeah, it was great. But mail means more projects.
Absolutely.
Okay, so today's project is putting more foam on these seats. They're fine when you sit on them for a little bit, but when you're on a passage and you're sitting on these for hours at a time, they compress and then they're not so comfortable. So I just ordered some foam off of Amazon and I'm just putting a little bit in. So we'll see if it fits and how it helps. But we probably won't know how it helps until we do a passage, because I'm not going to sit there for hours to test it. Oh, I'm going to clean this off. You feel just a little bit higher too, which is kind of nice. You can see everywhere a little bit better. But the true test will be on a passage to see how it lasts, because that's the key, is that in the long time sitting there, whether or not it will hold up. Well, we can check one item off of our project list at least. Check.
Okay, so we have had a leak in the dinghy, and making sure the simple stuff first, that it wasn't leaking from like a little crack or a dent in the hull. And in the end, we found the bubbles coming in. This is the drain plug out the back, and those two holes, you can kind of see, have rivets that go right through the hole. And of course there's some silicone or Sikaflex around this, because obviously this just embeds itself right in the in the hole. So I drilled out the rivets, just aluminum rivets, and we have a rivet gun, thankfully. I'm going to clean this off and make sure there's no dings or dents where little bubbles and water will travel by. Then we'll put a bunch of Sikaflex around this, push it back in and re-rivet it, and I think we'll be good. So yeah, should be an easy fix. But I'll tell you, it is disconcerting how easily this popped out. Of course there was two rivets, but as soon as you drill out those light duty aluminum rivets, it just pops out in your hand. So I'm guessing that the silicone or Sikaflex from when they manufactured this 7-8 years ago just wasn't sealing anymore, and we just had a constant leak going on. So
I think we decided to do projects today because it is cold and like sitting there, you're just getting colder. So they're like, we gotta move, we gotta do projects.
Sikaflex around this.
Stop it from.
Hopefully it seals it nicely. I've got the rivets with a little Sikaflex, so when they mushroom out, hopefully that helps seal and seals the holes for the rivets, because the last thing I want is to do all this, coat this nicely, and then have bubbles come through where the rivets are. So I think we're good. We'll find out.
Or no? Close. Nice.
And now let dry.
Perfect. The dinghy leak is fixed.
Yes. It always sucks when you're heading somewhere not sure how much water is going to end up in the dinghy. So glad to have that done. And another project we want to do is adding more solar.
Yes, very exciting.
Okay, we've got some new solar panels from Bougie RV. These are 200 watt CIGS flexible solar panels. And so these are super flexible. Like they came rolled up like an actual poster. So there are different levels of flexibility in solar panels. So you can go with some they make that are fiberglass backed, I believe. And those will flex to a certain degree. Like let's say the top of this roof has kind of an arch to it that's very slight. That would work. But for this sort of a harder angle, we wanted to go with these very flexible ones. And then, you can kind of put them anywhere. We're going to do 400 watts. So 200 here and 200 here right next to the boom. We're keeping them close to the boom because we find when we're sailing, the boom's generally offset. Everything on one side of the boom generally gets good sun. So we're going to keep this pretty close to the boom in here. The only negative is it's slick, right? It's not grippy. I mean, I don't think it's going to be dangerous, but it's not as grippy as the textured fiberglass. So we want to give ourselves a nice walking area to the back and up the center. So we're going to do 2 of these to add 400 watts. That's going to give us a total on the boat of 1600 watts, which I think is going to be more than enough. The back is sticky, and so you actually just peel these, and sort of like we're doing a decal, we're going to start at this end. There was a short piece at this end. We already have that mounted down, so then we kind of know from there it's already straight, and yeah, it's already straight, and we have like a beginning there that can't move. And so now we can peel this off, and as we peel it, just walk on it with soft shoes and be able to get it all pressed down nice and tight. So yeah, here we go.
Put my hair in.
Yeah, don't do that. You know,
It's weird to like step on.
I know, right? It's so weird to step on it, right?
Perfect to wear socks because I can decide slide on.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay, so this gives you an idea of how complex of a curve it can handle.
Yeah.
This is how they shipped it. Actually a little tighter than this, but very bendable. And then on the back, very heavy duty looking sticky back. You just peel it, stick it. They do have also rivets in the corners. You can order that one as well. So if you're thinking maybe you're going to bolt it down, or you're going to
put it on
maybe
your soft top or something.
Yeah, put it on your soft top. Yeah, that would be good. Or if we're putting them up on the nets,
yeah,
and we wanted to just strap them down to our nets or something, like more of a temporary setup,
yep,
we could do clips on the corners. We chose to go with the sticky back just because of the application we're using. It's so much easier to install. So yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see what they put out.
We'll put all the links to this stuff down below in the description. You're stepping on toes.
It does feel so weird. Okay, so we've got these 2-in-1 connectors. So we'll be able to run a single wire from these.
And that just helps us not have to run wires throughout the boat, because we can put them all together and run them with the wires that are already there.
Yes.
In theory.
What you doing?
Just, yeah. Now I'm the right direction. Okay. Can I have a screwdriver?
You can. Go.
So I'm
Careful, that
getting
tip doesn't fall
into the back, I guess it would be a bulkhead behind the engine, which requires crawling down here, and then you take off this panel and you can get back in there, basically like under the swim steps in the back. So it's a bit of a tight squeeze. We're trying to figure out where the solar wires run. They come down back here, and I think they're combined back here, so we're just trying to like trace the wires. So that's what I'm doing.
Cool.
All right, welcome to the underside. So those are the wires that we were in search of, and now we know they go into a little junction and come out that junction. So there's the engine. So
we've got our new 400 watts worth of soft panels, flexible panels right there. 2 extensions already with the connectors on one side, and then you just have to crimp these on the other side. We also ordered these to do 2-to-1, so you don't have to run 4 lines. We'll just be running 2 lines, which is nice. And then I also ordered this, which is crimping kit, good quality crimpers right here. And then these are all more connectors. So you sort of have a kit to put these connectors on anything that you wire now or in the future. So I went ahead and got this little kit. I also like that one side has already got it connected. So I'll just have to connect the other side. So yeah. Okay, so fairly easy with the little crimping tool. Crimped on the end. Thankfully that can go on after. Had a little heart attack there, wondering if I had done it too early. And just tightening it in, and that should be expanding it. Tightening as much as you can, and then there's a little slippage of the tool. Seems like that's sort of saying enough. And that is that. So new panels are actually tied in now. Pretty easy. Just have to clean up all this wiring, so a lot of zip ties in my future.
The solar panels are installed. Woohoo!
Yes, it's nice to have that extra 400 watts. We hooked the solar panels into an MPPT solar charge controller, also from Bougie RV.
Yeah, it was really nice to be able to get everything we needed for this project in one place. And like I mentioned, I will put discount code and links to everything below in the description for you guys.
It is so nice having 1600 watts of solar. Now, when we move the boom to the side, we have excess solar past probably 11:30 or 12 each day, and on cloudy days like today, it's enough to keep up with all of our uses.
Yeah, which is really nice for me when I'm editing and charging cameras and all the power that we suck up. So
yeah, additionally, stay tuned. We're going to be planning to add an induction cooktop to the setup.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. And the best part of the soft panels is that it doesn't take away our favorite place to sit and take in the view.
That was key. I was not willing to give up that sort of seating hangout area.
Yeah. This morning, this cool fall morning, we are watching, I guess, a little race from the local yacht club. There's all the sailboats are out, and I think they're all kind of wasting time practicing, and then I believe the start line is out of this little bay that we're anchored in, so they're all gonna fly out there once the time is right, I believe. That's what we're guessing. So we've just been sitting here watching, and it's a pretty morning this morning, even though it is very chilly. Fall has fallen, guys. Fall has fallen. Well, we got some mail, waited out weather, and in the meantime did some projects. So the last thing left to do was enjoy one last sunset.
And we'll save rounding of Cape Hatteras and our sails to warmer waters for next week.
Yes. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I wanted to take a minute and note all the discount codes in the description below.
Yes, those are always there. And I'll pin a comment with any of the things we mentioned in this video and those discount codes below.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by any of these. They're just things we like. And we do often get a small cut if you use the links below. So it does help us out if you use those links. That's it. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Oh! Wait, what? I'm just goofing. New boot goofing. Oh!
Just goofing. New boot goofing. Okay, troll.
You must pay the troll toll.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
You made it to level 2.
Yeah, and then the stupid suit gets stuck and everything. I probably should stay down here actually to put the door back on.
Probably should put the door on first, yeah.
Okay.
I hand you one.